tickets are either the cart.org, I believe it is. You can also donate online. I'm asking for $25 per member for this Rotary year. We are close to our goal, right? Yep. Okay. Greg, guest and raffle.
All right. Now we have some young ladies who interact here with, I guess Jan will introduce later. But we're going to go right to the drawing. All right, we're looking for ticket number ending in 305.
305. William, it's for that awesome prayer you did.
305. 305. It's the heart. There you go, sir. Thanks for playing.
All right, thanks, Greg. All right, prayer requests. We have several prayer requests today. Jimmy Eubanks, if you remember, pray for Jimmy Eubanks. He fell and he's in rehab now. Is that correct?
I went to see him yesterday. He's going to be in rehab for 2 weeks. He had got a hairline fracture in his heel, and I asked him what rehab was for. He came out to walk. He said, "No, it's teaching me how to do everything for myself and not put weight, because he can't put any weight on that leg for like 8 weeks."
Where's he at?
He's at Atrium Rehab Center over on Northside Drive in Macon.
Okay, so he's at Atrium
113.
113.
After 4 o'clock, yeah, 4 o'clock. You can't go before 4.
Okay, after 4. Okay, and also remember to pray for Brad Oliver. He also fell. Do you have an update?
I have called with a message, but I haven't heard.
I saw a picture of him at a football game, so I think I'm hoping he's doing okay, but I'll give Gail a call at some point. Let's remember Lynn Chandler. He had surgery yesterday and he said he's doing great. Probably selling tickets, I'm guessing. And let's remember Halsey as well. He's just things are a little tougher for Halsey right now. We have some Rotary cards going around for each of these people so that we can just send them a message, let them know that we're thinking about them. So make sure you sign the cards for those 4 individuals before you leave today. Do we have any other prayer requests? No? Okay, good. Okay, community announcements. I'm gonna cheat and look at our fabulous bulletin. Who looks at this each week? There's lots of good information about deviled eggs on there this week. So a lot of fun facts. Let's see, First Friday is this Friday. Christmas at the Mansion starts on the 11th. Jazz Jam at Amici's by Georgia College. Lockerly and Lights will start on the 17th. That's every Friday and Saturday. One night is a drive-through night. One night is a walk-through night. And then Christmas Lights, Christmas Cove on Lake St. Clair. That's cool. Good job, Michelle. All right. Any other community announcements?
Well, I just want to tell everybody, thank y'all. We want to getting over 5,000 pieces of candy from the
Wow.
November, and right now I've collected for the Georgia Cancer Support. I'm collecting non-perishable, on-the-go items. Either, the energy drinks or very nutritious drinks that they can sit while they're having treatment for low-income individuals. And then in December, I'm collecting for art. I have an Operation Santa Claus that I have a list that the Art Animal Rescue Foundation needs. So
Okay. Yeah, if you want to bring those and put them on the table, that'll be awesome.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Okay, any other community announcements? No? Okay, so we'll go to club business. Several people have contacted me about Polio Plus. I really appreciate y'all donating to Polio Plus. I have a goal of every Rotarian donating $100 and joining the Polio Plus Society. I have my pen on today. I remembered this week. I did good. But you can donate online, or there's forms. Are they on the tables, or do you have the forms? Forms on the tables if you want to fill out the form and write a check. You want to talk about, you got a couple things?
I do. We got an email earlier this week. I'm sorry, there's a lot in it. A bit overwhelming reading. We're trying to get
Frederick.
much information out of it as possible. So first, cancer transport, project initiative, that is, still ongoing. We're looking for volunteers to, sign up for that initiative. Would involve, helping assist, cancer treatment patients to and from their appointments. If that is something that you're interested in helping with, please let me know following this meeting. And I can sort of get you the information that you will need to get signed up with that. Thanksgiving box donations, we're doing really well with that. That is going to be on November the 18th, where we're going to be, handing out those boxes, to, families. Still collecting donations and seeking volunteers. If you would like to sign up to do a donation or volunteer for that project, please let me know after this meeting and I'll get you signed up for that. You already mentioned Polio Plus Society. Lockerly and Lights is another event that is going to be ongoing, starting in November, through December. We're looking for volunteers to help out with that initiative on 2 specific days, November the 25th and December the 23rd, from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. So if you're looking, or you wanting to, lend a hand and help out with that, please see me or Jennifer at some point between now and then, and we'll get you all signed up for that. I have it there'll be assisting traffic, parking, pouring drinks, roasting, marshmallows.
I want that job.
So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. I sent out an email and in the attachment, there's sort of the things that Jennifer has needed volunteers for. So I can definitely, if you're interested in coming out those days and helping, I can let you know what are some of the more of the things. I think a few other things that she mentioned that she was going to need some help with on that day. Last thing I want to mention is the Veterans Day card signing. So we reached out with the War Veterans Home and here in Milledgeville, and they gladly accepted for us to send in some Veterans Day cards to the veterans. They're at the home. On your table, you'll see these cards. It says Veterans Day, honoring all those that served. We're asking that each member here today go ahead and put some words of encouragement, sign the card. We'll collect those up at the end of the meeting today. Between this meeting and next meeting, we're attempting to get 150 of those cards signed. And then on November the 11th, we will deliver those over to the veterans.
And I gave each person 2 cards. We're asking you to sign at least 2 cards today. If you want to sign more, we have them up front. And so please do that. That's a service project we all can be a part of. Okay, is that it, Frederick? Okay, now, Rotary raffle time. Who in here has sold tickets before? Just about everybody. Great. Laura, you didn't sell no? I'm just teasing. So remember, the Rotary raffle is our one big fundraiser of the year. What we do is we sell the tickets, and that gives us our fundraising dollars for the next year. And it also puts money into the impact fund, where we're saving for a larger project that will have a huge community impact. If you got tickets, you got the same amount of tickets that you sold last year. If you want more tickets, let me or Joy know. If you want less tickets, turn them in to me or Joy, and we will reassign them to the members who want more tickets. We're hoping each member can sell at least 10. And if you want to become a Paul Harris Fellow by selling tickets, you need to sell 40. So that's only available to non-Paul Harris members, but you can become a Paul Harris by selling 40 tickets, and there are people in the room who will help you achieve that. If you,
Even if you sell 10, you get $100.
yes, if you, each member who sells 10, for every ticket you sell up to 10, you get $10 per ticket. So you would get $100 that goes towards your foundation giving. And remember, we're having a goal this year for 100% Paul Harris. So, you know, that's a great way to achieve it, by selling tickets. If you need help with it, just let me, Joy, Michelle, Kristen, Lynn Chandler, let us know, and we'll make sure to try to help you achieve that goal. Am I missing? If you're turning in money, the only two people can accept money for the tickets. That's me or Dawn. So only turn in money to me or Dawn. And if don't swap tickets amongst each other, because we'll lose them. If you need to turn tickets back in, turn them in to me or Joy. And our deadline to sell tickets, we're kind of behind this year, but let's see if we can't sell them all by the end of November. That's a challenge, but I think we can do it if we all just go ahead and jump on it. All right. Jan wants a few minutes to introduce her Interact. And then after Jan, Tamara will introduce our speaker.
Sorry, I'm gonna feed my mouth. I just want to give you a quick update on our Interact Club. This is Interact Week from October 30th through November 5th. And there are currently over 300,000 interactors in the world, with 14,719 clubs in 147 countries. So we definitely are worldwide. Our Baldwin Interact Club that we sponsor, we've actually been very busy in the 2 months that we've been active. We've adopted Green Acres Rehab Center again this year, and we'll be doing a lot of different activities with them. They participated in World Polio Day on October 24th. Mr. Flanders was gracious enough to let them set up a table during lunchtime?
Yes.
During lunchtime, and they had a great time painting Pinky's purple. Say that 3 times real fast. But how much did you end up raising?
Okay, we raised $41.68.
And that's great. The donations were 50 cents a piece. You know, we intentionally kept it low for the students and everything. So that's 82 students and or teachers.
Teachers gave donations, but only one of them let us paint his pink.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still over 80 people that now have been educated by Baldwin High School Interact students on polio and what Rotary is doing for it. So we are also going to participate in Thanksgiving baskets. We did that last year. We're going to do that again this year. And the club is part of the district Interact project, which is called Encouraging Literacy. And that is, you know, to just read, which ties in with our Rotary Club project of reading anyway. So they've been doing that, reading to siblings, cousins, other family members, neighbors, whoever they can get hold of it, they're reading to them. We only have one Interact member with us, unfortunately, due to transportation issues. She was the only one that was able to come, but I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself, and then let our club advisor, and then I'm going to tell you the rest of the officers. Okay?
I am Alyssa Avery. I'm in the 10th grade and I am treasurer.
And this is
Yes, this is Alyssa's second year. I got her as a 9th grader, of course. My name is Christina Rogers, so I'm a teacher at the high school. I'm special education qualified, so right now I'm in 9th grade literature co-teaching, but I was the career technical instruction coordinator. If anybody knows Pam Howard, I took her position when she retired. But, you know, the teaching market is, you know, kind of slim right now. So I'm back in the classroom with ninth graders. So I'm getting more members for us. We love it. We love giving back. Alyssa did the boxes last year for Thanksgiving. We actually earned the award. Have you talked about? Yeah, we earned an award that is very coveted, and not very many clubs did. And it was our first year. So we started at the end of September last year. So we're very motivated. They're great. They're great students. Sometimes they have struggles of their own, and still they reach out to others and try to make a difference. So I'm their advisor, and I'm actually advisor for 2 different clubs, and she's in both. And we're trying to, you know, make the world a little bit better. The pinky purple day for polio, yes, was a big hit. It was. We had table at lunch. We have 4 lunches, and so they were all like, "What's this for?" And then we were explaining to them that, you know, polio is no longer existing in our country. And then you look at ask your grandma or your grandpa or your great grandma or great grandpa, depending on the age of the parents, you know, see if they have a circle on their arm, because that's where they got their vaccine. And then I explained to them that, you know, this is for children in countries where there's still some evidence of polio. And I didn't grow up here, so, you know, I grew up in Canada, so the Rotary's always been big, you know, everywhere. So when I heard that you all needed a youth club, I was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to do it. So well, thank you for inviting us to lunch. We really appreciate it. And Miss Gordon, this is your $41.68 for our polio.
They had a great time. I don't know, Michelle, let's stop thinking, put some pictures in the website, so you can see some of the pictures of them painting. We also have Savannah McDonald, who is our president. She is a senior this year, and she's in her 2nd year. Philip Townsend is our vice president. He is a senior also. And this is his 2nd year. And then Jeremiah Lawrence, who is
Jeremiah's a senior also.
So
That's why I'm getting some of these ninth graders.
Yeah. And he is our secretary. And then we have 2 brand new freshmen that have come in also. So we have a total of 6 right now. We're working on building it. So thank you very much.
And many of these signatures were people that came to the table to ask me. And so I emailed them for our next meeting. And I said, you can't come? Hey, we do it virtual too. So I'm hoping that some of them will join us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Interact Club today. I'm really excited about our speaker. Most of you know him. He really doesn't need an introduction. He is a local rock star. And I am curious, so can we see a show of hands for everyone who has gone to GMC or in GMC's junior college or has kids currently enrolled? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Well, I'd like to introduce you to our speaker today, Lieutenant General William B. Caldwell. Thank you.
So I think what I'm going to be doing today really is just giving an update to the group here, and I'm really excited for that. Let me just say this. Steph and I moved here 10 years ago after we retired from the military at 37 years. And we have absolutely loved living in this community. And one of the greatest things that this community has that you don't find anywhere else, we have educational opportunities that are boundless. We have a 4-year college that's the premier liberal institution in the state of Georgia. We've got a technical school. We've got the junior college. You've got a 4-year online college. And then you've got 3 different ways to go through K through 12 here in this community. You go from a private to completely public to GMC. And I don't know where else in the community of about 50,000 people you can find those kind of different opportunities for parents to be able to pick and select and work with their kids on what they want to do. So I'm going to tell you just a small segment of one today, but I can tell you from my experiences traveling around in Atlanta a lot, talking to different legislators and people up there, I'm not sure everybody fully appreciates just how great Milledgeville is and how great Baldwin County is and the incredible opportunity that exists down here. So I'm gonna share one today. I'll talk about it with you. Please ask any questions you all want. I'll start off by just giving you our mission statement real quick. And I think this is really important. We slightly tweaked it over the last couple of years, went back to our board of trustees and adjusted it to make sure that we very clearly talked about civility and respect. Something I think a lot of us realize just needs a reinforcement in the world today. But this is our thing. So we're not a military school. We don't prepare people to go into the military. We do have a military component in the junior college. We teach leadership. So we take, and it just as it says, we build on our military heritage, working on those values that are so important that you find in the armed forces. And we just emphasize them for our students in growing up. Our goal is that every young man and woman that starts with us and graduates either preparatory school, junior college, or the 4-year online college ends up being a person of character who displays civility and respect, that understands what it means to have a love of your country, and they understand duty and honor and what those really mean. Okay, that's our mission statement. I'm going to talk a little about each of these components. If you look from the top left, that's the prep school, K through 12. And I'll talk that in a second. I'm going to ask you all questions on each one as we just jump into it, but I'm going to move through pretty quick. Then we're going to talk to junior college. And a lot of people don't understand there's a 2-year, that's who we are. We're a 2-year junior college. That's what Georgia Military College really is. And we've got the main campus with our satellite locations around the state. And then over on the far right, we have our leadership college. Our leadership college, you can only, we'll talk about it, but that's where you can get your 4-year degree, a Bachelor of Applied Science degree. And we'll talk about that in a second. But those are the 3 components of Georgia Military College. And you can see the numbers down below, generally how many students we had in each one over this past year. Okay, so slide number 1, we're going to talk the prep school first, the K through 12 program. Okay, this is a did you know? We're going to ask a question, and then anybody can answer it. Just speak out. We got a gift for those who get the questions right. All right, so but you got to ask, you got to answer quick, because if somebody else gets it, then they're going to get the prize. All right, first question.
12 years.
It's close. Keep going.
15.
A little too much. Yes, there it is. 14. All right. So I will help a little like that. So just take that with a little unfair. Yeah. No. Up, down, move left, right. But it is 14 years. And so we're very, very proud of that, because it's the outcome that becomes really the component of what you want to see in any kind of educational system. All right. Next question. Okay, still in the prep school now, all right? So still in the K through 12 program.
150,000.
Pardon?
150,000.
A little up. Pardon? Up a little more.
7.8.
$10 million.
Cut it in half.
16.
Just slightly up.
7.
Yes, well, 17. So we went back and went ahead and calculated over the last, 8 years, what did it look like? And how many scholarship dollars did students leave the college with, or the preparatory school with, going to college? And then we took the exact number of students that graduated each year, added up, and it comes out at about $30,000 scholarship money every single child left with out of the prep school. Now, some obviously had a lot, some had very little, but that's the average, which is very impressive. Again, that's right here in Milledgeville. A company looking to come to this community, you've got multiple options where your kids could go to school. And this is one option. Just understand, though, it's a leadership-focused kind of K through 12 program. If that's what your child did, and that's going to emphasize a lot. So that's the preparatory school. And then I've got a couple of quick notes we could talk about on the prep school, but I guess the biggest thing I just really want to leave you with. Yes, I do. I have one more question. I have one more. Do you know? Did you know I didn't know that we have one? Well, we do. All right. The future Bulldogs list, let me just tell you what that is. So a parent who says, I want to put my kid into your kindergarten class, can pay $500 and put their kid on a list, which guarantees you, because we only have 60 slots for kindergarten. So if you want to put your kid guaranteed slot in the future to go to, you pay $500. Now, if your child then comes and goes, that 500 is applied to their first year of tuition. It's not a money-making thing. It just, but that way we know somebody that really wants to go, we're holding a spot for them. So how many people today, young kids, are on a list to come to our 60 slots for kindergarten?
700.
That's a little too way too high. Yeah, no, who said 300? Go, let's go down just a little, just a little more. Okay, 261, you're right. Yeah, right there, 261. So 261, but that's really interesting because we are very limited. We can only bring in, we do not want to overfill the classes. So we hold it to 20 students per class. We only have 3 classes. And then once obviously they're in, they'll probably stay and remain through. And then the next time really you can enter is 6th grade, when we then bring in an additional 40 more students in the 6th grade. But our K through 5 only has 3 classes each of 60. So that's the key thing. Anybody got a question on the prep school, we can go through it later. But that's the prep school. I just want to leave you with that. So K through 5, they wear little uniforms, red shirts, khaki pants or shorts, pants. Yes, ma'am.
When my child was born.
Yeah, that's what people have done. We, is Stephanie McMillan was telling me the other day, she had somebody come in the other day who's pregnant and said, I don't know whether it's a boy or girl yet, but I want to make sure I've got a slot for when this child does get older. But it is really a cool program. I'll be honest, if I'm looking for a pick-me-up during the daytime, I run down and go into a kindergarten class and hang out with them. And all those have parapros in them too to assist. So it's a good class interaction. So that's the far left. That's the preparatory school. The next one is the junior college, right there. So 8 satellite locations, 4 of them co-located near military bases, and 4 of them in larger populated areas. Those are not large student numbers at those locations. They're mostly more of an introduction to us in the community, a couple hundred students each one. The main campus is where everything is. So on the top left, you see the crest. That's the College Corps of Cadets. That's the junior college. That's the foundation on everything Georgia Military College does, is that Corps of Cadets. And we can talk about that. And then the far right there, that bulldog, that's our student athletic program. We got about 250 junior college student athletics students right now going to the main campus. They live in the community and they go to school. The ones in the Corps of Cadets live in the barracks, but that's the only housing we provide. And then the bottom one is our new Georgia Public Safety Leadership Institute program, where we now are teaching young men and women how to become future law enforcement officers in the state of Georgia. But it's a full immersion into the cadet program. Reveille every morning, morning PT, make your beds, formations, drills, uniforms. I mean, they're a member of the College Corps of Cadets. So that's that. Okay, so first question on the junior college.
12. 16. 37. 52.
Who said 52? You're close.
53.
54. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, but I got to tell you, Rob Manchester runs this program. Bert Williams had it before him. It's a phenomenal program. So the junior college football program has put 54. I mean, it's only been in existence doing this for the last 32 years. So about 1.5 players a year, 2 years after leaving GMC, will be in the NFL. 5 of them are there today playing in the NFL. They started right here in Milledgeville. This is where they got their start, in Milledgeville. They came here and they played in the junior college football team. Our football team because we now have taken them out of the core cadets, about 110 members on the team. There are 95% Georgia residents. We only recruit in Georgia. We do not recruit anywhere else. They're number 11 in the United States of America today. They're the 11th best football team in America for junior colleges. So, I mean, that's how good this football program is. And they're all Georgia residents. I mean, as we keep saying, this is Georgia's junior college football program. It's the only one in Georgia. So we happen to be but it's really the only one in the Southeast United States too. They exist heavily in Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Oklahoma, but they don't here in Georgia or anywhere in the Southeast. So that's Rob Manchester can talk to you about it, but we're real proud about those kids and what they do. The 115, 20 players we have this year, also 94% are African-American young men. If you did not know, our junior college is a predominantly Black institution. We're 67% minority in our college. So in the junior college, 67% minority. Our predominant minority is African-American. So they call us a predominantly Black institution, a PBI. And you see it, especially on the football team, when you go out there, 92% of the team is African-American. Okay, next question for the junior college. Did you know how many?
78.
Yes, okay, 77. Hey, and this thing we're really proud of. 10 years ago, we had about 6, 7 people in the program. Key things on this is we are the largest preparatory program in the United States of America. We prepare more young men and women to go to a U.S. Service Academy, West Point, Annapolis, Air Force Academy, Coast Guard Academy, and Merchant Marine Academy. There's nobody else that does it like we do now. We were not that way 10 years ago, but we've put a real time, effort, energy. Nelson Kraft and his whole team have put a real focus on it. What's really cool too, all 77 of them have a sponsor in this community. Frank can tell you about it. He and his wife have sponsored kids in this program every year, but we get them sponsors and hooked up with someone like Frank who served in the Air Force, and they have them over to their house and they get to know them. They're only here 1 year. Then they leave here and they head off to an academy. And as you can see down below, right now we have 189 young men and women that started their college career in Milledgeville, Georgia, and are now at a U.S. Service Academy, will eventually be serving in the Armed Forces of the United States. And this next year, because of the size of class we have, it'll go up to 223. That's a heck of a lot of young people. Yes, ma'am.
Are
Yes,
they
sir.
in the service academy before they get the GMC, or you help them apply and get in?
The only ones that come that are already in is Coast Guard. All the other service academies, we help them reapply. They tried, they didn't get accepted. They were told, you're really good, we want you. Why don't you go to a prep school?
Okay.
There's another group that applied, didn't get accepted, and are told, we don't want you. But they feel like they really can do it. So they apply to us to come. And if we think they have the potential to do it in 1 year, we'll let them in. That's the only real selective thing we do in the school academically. We won't let somebody into that program unless we believe you can do it.
And do some that were projected initially end up getting more?
Oh, absolutely. Every year, about 15 to 20 every year. Yeah, it's an incredible program. I mean, and in the booklets that y'all have in front of you, there's one for everybody, this cadence, that's the picture at the United States Coast Guard Academy. And that's some of the students that we've had that started in Milledgeville, graduated in Milledgeville, and went on to go to the Coast Guard Academy. And there's just pictures, like you can just see the first picture inside. If you're to open the book up, you see all these young ladies. I'm not sure why Rob just did it with young ladies, but Rob Ramirez went up to Coast Guard Academy and visited with them. And they're all currently there attending and going to the Coast Guard Academy. So about 10% of the United States Coast Guard Academy are graduates of Georgia Military College. 10%. Again, they only have a class of, a school of 1,000 students. So it's pretty easy the numbers they send with us. Okay, next we'll go on. So next I want to talk a little about the Leadership College. Keep it going fast. I'm getting this high sign from Nelson. I'm already over. All right, if you would please. First question. Go ahead. So we call these pathways of opportunity. So what's our number one fastest growing pathway of opportunity at Georgia Military College?
Dual enrollment. Dual enrollment.
Online. Who said that? Yes, ma'am. That's it. It's our global online college. And what we've done, we've targeted the United States military. So we've gone out and we are really pushing hard to get in every military organization we can find to tell them, if you have a young man or woman who's in the military, a spouse or a child that wants to go online, we've got we built this thing specifically for those type of people. And what we're finding now, it's such a great online program for them that we really can handle and also take law enforcement in Georgia. So if law enforcement in Georgia want to go full-time to work, but still work to get their 4-year college degree, this is another great, we're finding a venue where they can do that. And you can see just this past year, we had about 170 graduate from that program with their 4-year degree. It's a very limited, specific type of degree. So you take all your military skills, you hand them to us, we give you college credits for all those military skills and training, and then we start you on the your 4-year degree. So very uniquely focused for the armed forces. And again, as we've been telling legislators, the reason why this is important, with all the military places we have, Fort Gordon, Fort Stewart, I'm getting the names all wrong, Fort Eisenhower, Fort Moore, Fort Stewart. I mean, we really have some real opportunities to get men and women to do this. The great thing we've done with Georgia College State University here in town, we went to them, we said, hey, these 169 that just graduated with their 4-year Bachelor of Applied Science degree, it used to be a kind of a terminal degree. Can you help them get a master's? Georgia College State University developed the program and now allows them to seamlessly transfer in and get their their master's of MBA with Georgia College. So we're really excited. We're now marketing that to the students. We just signed this about 6 months ago with Kathy Cox and her team. So there's an actual pathway. So all these military people and their family members who get their degree and have moved around the world can now tie back in and get through online their master's degree with Georgia College State University, their MBA, and it's seamless. You don't have to take other courses. You don't have to take the GMATs, GREs. You just literally show up with your BAS from GMC, have a certain GPA though, and then you're automatically accepted in. And they've even waived the fees to get it. So we see this as a real growth potential in Milledgeville for what that could do. Okay, next question.
Yes.
Who said no?
No.
No, who said no?
There's one program.
No, can you get your 4-year degree in seat at GMC? No, who said no? That's correct, you cannot. We only offer this online. We do not want to become a 4-year in-seat school. We are targeting the United States military, their families that are traveling around the world, and we want to provide them an online opportunity. And then if there's people in law enforcement who decide they want to go back and get it, we've built it to satisfy the military because we're on a quarter system. You literally can jump in for a quarter, take a class, jump out 2 quarters, come back, take another class in the next quarter. You don't have to wait for a whole semester. So it's an easy in, easy out kind of program. But we're not going to do in-seat. People have asked us that. We are not a 4-year college. We do offer a 4-year degree, but only online. And we built that way. Okay, and then back to the pathway. So that's Georgia Military College in a nutshell. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions about our funding. Next slide, please. So GMC funding. So our junior college, how much money do we save? Now, let me put that in perspective. If GMC was in the Regents system and we got funded just like a Regent school does, which we don't, how much money would we save taxpayers every year? Because we're not in the Regents.
$5 billion.
Pardon?
$5 billion. 50 billion.
Not billion, million. I'm sorry, I think you said million.
50 million. 25 million. 30 million. 32, 33.
No, you're right, it's 40.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. But this is real key. This past summer, the Department of Audits from the state of Georgia came down and took a real hard look at Georgia Military College and wanted to understand, how do we operate, how we fund it, what do we do? Because they had legislators asking a lot of questions, again, just trying to understand, because we're a unique entity. And so out of that, they produced a report. And in their report, what they said was, Georgia Military College, were it underneath the Regents system, using the Regents formula, would get an additional $40 million every year to operate the school based on its student numbers. So that means we're saving the taxpayer $40 million a year. And if you don't know, we can get into the statistics. We're one of the largest African-American male degree granting institutions proportionally wise in the state of Georgia, and one of the largest in the Southeast United States, other than an HBCU. But again, we are predominantly Black though. So we have a lot of students. Anyway, the other two there, just to kind of help you there. People ask, where do you get your funding from? We get about 7% of our funding to operate the junior college from the General Assembly, and that's it. So we have to generate the other 93%. And then for the preparatory school, we're asked the same question. Because we're not in the school system, we only get about 37% of what we'd get, again, if you use that formula. Again, this is all based, the Department of Audits thing they did on us was pretty illuminating for those who took time to read it afterwards, to realize, my gosh, this is such a great return on investment. If you're a strictly business person, there's not a better ROI going in the state of Georgia than Georgia Military College, and the results too that it's also achieving in the end. So, okay, that's it. Questions? Just want to give you some fun facts, just so you all know.
Online program, another benefit of it, my daughter, she actually, she's in college, 4-year college, and taking the semester system. She was able to come while doing that, get ahead in some things. We took some courses online, GMC quarter system. She was able to take like 2 classes during the semester, which she needed. Kind of
And I'll tell you, as a parent, obviously some of you know my older 2 kids, one went to West Point, one went to Air Force Academy, he and she. And then my youngest, he went to Alabama for a year and came home. He went to Nelson's junior college and finished his second year, his 2-year degree. And now he works full-time in the community at a full-time job, and goes to school full-time as a college student in the online leadership college using my GI Bill. So it really is. I'm seeing it as a parent. So I've been asked, well, how do you know it's really good? My son, who's not the most academically inclined nor enthused about it, he calls his sister an academic nerd. He calls his mom an academic nerd. That's not a thing for him. But he's doing okay. He's coming through it. He's going to get his 4-year degree in about another year, and he loves it while working full time in a job that he thrives in. He loves being in. So anyway, so I'm seeing it firsthand. I had a chance this morning to talk to about 500 high school students that were on our campus, and I shared with them too the story of my son. Said, in the future, as you think through this, that could be something. Nelson has a son that's in the 4-year online college. So we're seeing it both as parents, what it's doing. Yes, sir.
What about the enrollment numbers? Are y'all expecting to grow, or you feel good about the size it is now, or what we kind of expect to see over the next 5 years?
The preparatory school or the junior college or the 4-year college? The junior college, we'd love to see that grow some. We're not overly optimistic. The only of the 8 satellites, none of them grew. The only one that grew was the main campus. And it didn't grow tremendously, but it had a good 1 to 2% growth over the last 6-8 years, even during the pandemic. The main campus, which has all the traditional amenities of a college, has slightly continued to grow. And we really encourage that, because a lot of our kids do come here that like to go over to GCSU afterwards. They applied GCSU, didn't get in. They'll come here because we got the articulation agreement just every college in Georgia, except for Tech and University of Georgia, have an articulation agreement with us where they accept all our credits and bring the students ready to go to school. And we've never had a problem though with Tech or University of Georgia either, even though we don't have it in an agreement.
All those credits transfer to UGA.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been here 10 years. We've never not had one kid, especially the dual enrollments and all those 100% transfer in because we're fully accredited by the same accrediting body that Georgia Tech uses, Georgia College State University uses. We all are under the same accrediting body.
And is, you on the semester system now, or?
We're on a quarter system. And
Quarter system,
quarter system.
how they transfer those credits?
They've got the formulas are all worked out. It's pretty straightforward. There's no question. I mean, it's not personal interpretation. It's a very set specific way they do it. Yes, sir.
Darrell, thank you. Do the college students have dorms anywhere at G's?
No, the only ones that are in the barracks are the 254 cadets. And the other 800 students are just in the community living, some at home. But like all our college football players, even though we help and assist and they're in some different areas in town, living in some places, but we don't contract for it.
They live in an apartment.
They do, yeah.
And these excellent students who go on to West Point and Naval Academy, they just find a place to live.
Oh, they're all in the core cadets. They live in the barracks.
In the barracks.
So in the barracks. And so we run a dining facility. So our mess hall is 24/7, 7 days a week, serving food for them.
Thank you very much.
All right.
That was very fun, wasn't it, guys? Fun program. Every week we have our speakers sign a book. This is for the Jill's Book Program, and we donate this to our local library. So if you wouldn't mind signing right here, and you get to pick one of these handmade pens made by Greg Blakely. Where are you, Greg? There you are.
You make them, Greg?
He makes them, and he can tell you what kind of wood. So pick whichever one you like. While he signs the book, just a couple of reminders. Rotary raffle kicked off today. There are flyers on your table that tell what the prizes are each week. Make sure to take those with you because people will ask what the prizes are. And the foundation, Keith has the foundation report. So if you want to know how close you are to your foundation giving, see Keith. He can tell you what you need to get to Paul Harris or the next level. And then I personally want to thank Terry Kennedy. She made my morning this morning when she called to ask about Polio Plus. It really touched me that people are listening and giving back. So with that, we are adjourned.
Yeah.
That was an awesome program. Thank
Is that
you very
okay?
much.
I just try to find. I try to find.
Yeah.
Okay, if I take the thumb drive down.